This is my cat. He's going to help me determine whether my bets for Brisbane and Tassie are any good or whether you guys should just leave him at the door. He'll be back in a couple of minutes once we've had a look at the Illawarra and South East Melbourne game. Now, on that note, let's take a look at this Illawarra versus South East Melbourne game. The line is at 5.5. I'm going to take Illawarra's side on this one. The total is 181.5. I'm taking the over. And my player prop here is Tyler Harvey. And now, I don't know where his under-over is at the moment. The odds haven't been released, what I can find. But he's averaging around 17 points. If you can get him like 17.5, take the over. I'm almost tempted to take him 20 plus points in this one as well. Now, the Hawks are on a back-to-back against these Melbourne teams. They played Melbourne United on Thursday, South East Melbourne now in Melbourne. The Phoenix have to travel from New Zealand back to Melbourne, so it's almost a tougher trip for them to come back home and take on the Hawks, who just need to travel down from Sydney. Both teams coming off a game on Thursday, so 2 days rest. Last season, the Hawks went 2-3 with 2 days rest, while South East Melbourne went 1-3 with 2 days rest. Not a major difference, but you do with that information what you want. South East Melbourne are top of the league in points in the paint for their opposition. So they're restricting their opponents to only 33.4 points per game in the paint. They're the best in the league at it. So my thought here is that the Hawks are going to have to shoot from the perimeter and outside of the paint to win this game, which I think they have the ability to adjust their lineup and their offensive play to do that. Illawarra have won 3 straight against South East Melbourne and 6 of the last 9. So they have this trend going well against South East Melbourne Phoenix, and that's dating back to the 21-22 season. South East Melbourne, second worst in opposition 3-point percentage. As I said, the Hawks will need to shoot from the perimeter. They're third in 3-point percentage this season, shooting 34.9% from 3. And I also think that's where Tyler Harvey will get his points from in this game. He's averaging 41.9% from 3 so far this season, and he's averaging 17 points. You can get him at 218 for 20 plus points. So they're my best 3 tips for this Illawarra versus South East Melbourne game. Now, it's the Bullets and Tasmania. I can't find my cat to help me out with these bets, so we're just going to have to wing it, and hopefully you think my bets are as good as I do. Brisbane, they're the favourites in this one. 2.5 point start. The game total is at 169.5, so it's a very low total, but I still think it's going to go under. Tassie are struggling to score. We'll get into those numbers in just a bit. The other bet I have, the player prop here is Harrison to get 10 or more rebounds. So they're the top 3 picks from this game that I like. Brisbane minus 2.5, the game total under, and Tyrell Harrison 10 plus rebounds. Brisbane have won 2 in a row and are like a new team compared to when they started this season. Up against Tasmania in the last couple of years, they've had this kind of win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. If you like those trends, it's Tasmania's turn to win. But I don't like it. Tasmania, they are 10th in scoring, 10th in field goal percentage, 10th in points per possession, and they're 10th in rebounds. So they're just struggling right across the board on the offensive end. The only really saving grace for them is that they're third in points off turnovers, and Brisbane are equal third as well. So they're both really good at this, and I think that'll probably cancel each other out when you get down to the nitty-gritty. The rebounding, though, is where I see a chance for, like I said, for Tyra Harrison to get his 10 plus rebounds. The Tasmanian team are the worst rebounding team in the league. He's already averaging 8.6 rebounds per game. So computer's turned off. I only have to get him, 1.5 more there against the worst rebounding team in the league. I don't think he's going to have a problem doing that. Brisbane, they're really good at second chance points. Second in the league, in fact, 17.4 points per game. That kind of goes into the rebounding as well. They get more ball and can put up those points. So the best bets in this game, Brisbane to cover the line and win outright. The total to go under 169.5 and Tyrell Harrison 10 plus rebounds.